In today's session, I have planned to discuss about eddy currents and the uses of eddy currents. Yes, as all of us know that whenever a conductor linked with the magnetic flux changes, some circulating induced currents are produced in the body of a conductor, and those circulating induced currents are known as eddy currents. I repeat, whenever a conductor undergoes continuously change in magnetic flux, and due to change in magnetic flux in the body of conductor, some circulating induced currents are produced. They are known as eddy currents. Okay, you can see here. Here is the north pole of a magnet, and here is the south pole of a magnet. If a metallic plate is oscillating between the two poles of a magnet, a metallic plate, here is a metallic plate which is oscillating. The metallic plate is like this. Okay, this is the direction of the magnetic field. Whenever this metallic plate is oscillating between the two poles of a magnet, and in the body of the metallic plate, some circulating currents are produced. These circulating currents are known as eddy currents. Okay? The eddy currents, they oppose the motion of the conductor. Therefore, this conductor will have a damping motion. After some time, this conductor will come to rest. I repeat, whenever a conductor is undergoing change in magnetic flux continuously, then in the body of the conductor, some circulating induced currents are produced. Those circulating induced currents are known as eddy currents. Okay? And these eddy currents, they oppose the motion of the conductor. Therefore, the motion of the conductor will be damping motion. After some time, it will come to rest. Okay. What are the uses of eddy currents? Eddy currents are used in speedometer to measure the speed of a vehicle, and eddy currents are used in electric meters in order to know the consumption of electric power in a particular building. How many units of electricity is consumed? To measure them in electric meter, we use eddy currents. Eddy currents are used in electric meter to measure the number of units of electricity consumed in a building. Eddy currents are also used in magnetic braking system. Electromagnetic braking system is adopted in trains where eddy currents are used. Eddy currents are also used in induction furnace. Induction furnace. When alternating current is applied or supplied to a metallic block, okay, that metallic block, which is made of different types of ores, and different types of ores will be melted at different temperature. Therefore, eddy currents are used to separate metals from a metallic block. This process is known as induction furnace. Eddy currents are also used in deadbeat galvanometer. So, let me conclude that eddy currents are used in speedometer to measure the speed of vehicle. Eddy currents are used in electric meter to measure the consumption of electric power in a particular building. Eddy currents are used in electromagnetic braking system. Eddy currents are used in deadbeat galvanometer. Eddy currents are used in induction furnace. So this completes about eddy currents. Okay, so what are eddy currents? Whenever a metallic plate, a metallic conductor undergoes change in magnetic flux continuously in the body of the metallic plate, some circulating currents are produced. These circulating currents are known as eddy currents, and these eddy currents, they oppose the motion of the conductor. Okay, so this completes about eddy currents. Now I will move on to inductance. What is inductance? What is self-inductance? And what is mutual inductance? Fine. Okay. As all of us know that a solenoid is containing several turns. It is made of copper wire, aluminum wire, any metallic wire. Okay. When an electric current passes through the solenoid, okay, in and around the solenoid, the magnetic field produces. If there is a varying current, if there is a changing current, if the current changes in the coil with the time, then the magnetic flux linked with the same coil changes. And this phenomena is known as self-inductance. What is self-inductance? Whenever a varying current, whenever a changing current passes through the coil, okay, the magnetic flux linked with the same coil changes, and thereby an induced EMF is produced in the same coil. Okay, that induced EMF is known as back EMF, and the phenomenon is known as self-inductance. Okay, and now let me discuss about self-inductance, which is denoted by the symbol here. Self-inductance symbol is here. As I have told you that the magnetic flux linked with the coil is depending upon the current that is passing through the coil. Okay, if the current passing through the coil changes, then magnetic flux linked with the same coil changes. Then in this coil only some induced EMF is produced, which is known as back EMF, and this phenomenon is called self-inductance. And this self-inductance plays the role of inertia. Inertia means to oppose the change. Okay, the back EMF, the induced EMF, opposes the change in flux. Okay, the flux linked with the coil is directly proportional to current, and flux is equal to some constant into current. This constant is known as self-inductance, and the self-inductance is the ratio of flux to the current. Okay, as we know that magnetic flux means what? the number of magnetic field lines that are passing through an element area, which is measured in Weber, and current is measured in ampere. So the SI unit of self-inductance is Henry. Even the SI unit of mutual inductance is also Henry, or simply inductance is also Henry. To honor a scientist who is known as Henry, and the name of this unit is Henry. So 1 Henry is equal to 1 Weber by 1 ampere. 1 Henry equal to 1 Weber by 1 ampere. Okay, so Henry is the SI unit of inductance, self-inductance or mutual inductance. Okay, then as we know that magnetic flux, this is equation number 1. Okay, then magnetic flux can also be defined as B dot A, BA cos theta, N B A cos theta, or this is equal to NBA, because theta is equal to 0 degree. What is theta? Theta is the angle. Suppose if you take here, this is south pole and this is north pole. Inside, always the magnetic field goes from south to north. This is the direction of magnetic field, and the area vector here is also same. So direction of magnetic field and direction of area vector are in the same direction. Therefore, the angle between B and A is 0. Cos 0 is 1. How did I write this? Flux is equal to B dot A. Dot product of two vectors is a scalar quantity. Magnetic flux is a scalar quantity. So why is N? N is because of total number of turns in the coil. If there is only one coil, then we write BA cos theta. If there are n number of turns, we will write NBA. Okay. Then flux is equal to this n means number of turns per unit length into length. Capital N means total number of turns. Total number of turns means number of turns in unit length into the length of sunlight. This is the length of sunlight. That is Nm. I have written. What is B? B is the magnetic field produced inside the sunlight. As we studied, we derived one equation for the magnetic field inside the sunlight. That is mu naught Ni. That is mu naught Ni. What is B? B is magnetic field produced inside the solenoid. What is mu naught? Mu naught is the permeability of free space. If free space is replaced by some material, then mu naught will be replaced by mu. Mu is the absolute permeability. If free space air is replaced by some material like soft iron, then the permeability increases. If permeability increases, the strength of magnetic field inside the solenoid increases. Then N means number of turns per unit length, and I is the current passing through the solenoid. If a large amount of current passes, large magnetic field is produced. If number of turns in a unit length is more, magnetic field is more. If mu naught is replaced by mu, then magnetic field is more. So you substitute that value into what is area? Area is known as pi r square, or simply you can write A on D. A means cross sectional area. R is what? R is the radius. R is the radius. Suppose if I take one term like this is one term. This will be R and its area will be pi r square. Okay. Compare this equation 1 and equation 2. Okay. Equation 1, how did we write? We wrote that the magnetic flux linked with the coil is directly proportional to current passing through it. Then flux equal to some constant into I. This constant is proportionality constant, which is known as self-inductance. Self-inductance is defined as magnetic flux per unit passes of current. The ratio of flux to the current is known as self-inductance. Okay, then comparing 1 and 2, we can write that Li is equal to n into n is n square, then mu naught is there, then I is there, okay, then La is there. L means length, so I cancels, this I and this I cancels. What we get is L is equal to mu naught n square La. This is the equation for self-inductance. So self-inductance, it does not depend on magnetic field or it does not depend on current. Self-inductance of this coil, it depends on only the dimensions of the coil. Dimensions means cross-sectional area, length and the material that is filled inside the solenoid. It all depends on self-inductance. Depends on the permeability of this free space. It depends on the number of turns per unit length. It also depends on the length of the solenoid. It also depends on the cross-sectional area of the solenoid. So the conclusion is that self-inductance of a coil, which is also known as the inertia. Self-inductance means it plays the role of inertia, which will oppose the change in flux. Okay, so that self-inductance, it depends on 4 factors. That's mu naught, n, La. It means that self-inductance depends on only the geometry of the coil, but it is not depending on magnetic field, current. So this completes about self-inductance. Thank you.